منصة نور أكاديمي، نحن صناع العلامة الكاملة.
Good afternoon, everyone. Today, inshallah, we will start with the second paragraph of our Unit 5. And we have covered the lecture before, the polar bears. We talked about polar bears here. If you remember, we talked about polar bears and penguins. And we said that the writer was so objective and also wants to help us or to enrich our information about the differences between polar bears and penguins, especially their living, how about their food also. And we found, and also we have covered the similarities between, you can say, the kinds of climates, you can say. I mean the differences between the polar bears and penguins. So we should focus on these questions. Yes, we discussed them. Read and listen to the text again, and we said that the purpose of the author is to inform or to compare or to contrast. Okay, and we chose to compare. Okay, so the contrast here, no need for it, because each animal has its specialties and also its types of food, and also the similar, you can say miniature similar between them. They live in a very cold place, which is the polar climate. Yes. Now we have covered also the second conditional, if you remember. Second conditional, it's a kind of or a section here, the major talks about the grammar. Yes. And we said that gives us F-type 2 gives us a picture how someone, for example, wishes or dreams of his future, better future. Okay, it's very, very different and unlikely about the present. Okay, so for example, when I say if I won a lot of money, but the truth is the person doesn't have enough money. So if I won, or if I had, focusing here about the what? About the verb to of when. Okay, so if I won a lot of money, I would go on an Arctic boat trip. لكن بالحقيقة هذا الحكي كان مش موجود، لأنه بسبب اللي أنا عم بتمناه بيختلف كتير عن اللي موجود حاليا في الحاضر. فكنا نقول إنه ال F-type 2 عم بتركز على F plus simple past. Simple past. And this is the F conditional. If conditionally close, I mean I'm waiting of the result in the future. The result in the future, which is subject, don't forget the comma, and also we have would plus verb infinitive. So this is the structure, and this is the perfect ordering of F-type 2. Okay, because I'm talking about simple past for conditionally close and trying to wait of the future result or the present result. And we here, for example, if I won a lot of money, I would go إني أنا سوف أسافر لهذا المكان اللي حكيتوا لنا عنه وأنواع الحيوانات الموجودة فيه وإيش كيف ممكن مثلا بهذا الجو البارد والطقس البارد جدا جلودهم من إيش بتتكون لحتى إنه يكونوا دفيانين. They are very warm and they couldn't or they could For example, they couldn't feel of coldness. So here, if simple past, and we have subject would. Would, it's the modal here, which is very important, okay? So you can, for example, revise what we have covered last lecture. And you can, for example, to revise the main ideas of last lecture about the F-type 2 and also the discussion we have covered for the polar bears, which is very important as new texts. Now, what about today? Today, inshallah, we will start with reading also. So the main major here, or the main goal here, is reading. Now, focus with me, please. Read the brochure about Antarctica to find out what happens there in the summer. Would you consider visiting Antarctica? Explain. Okay, so here, I will stop for a minute, please.
Antarctic.
Antarctic.
Antarctica.
Yes. Okay, so let's continue. Now, a trip to Antarctica. Antarctica, which is القارة القطبية الجنوبية. So, القارة القطبية الجنوبية. Okay. And you can, for example, notice here, it's very cold. Okay. So القارة القطبية الجنوبية. القارة القطبية الجنوبية. Yes. القارة. Yes. القارة القطبية الجنوبية. Okay. Do you know a place where it's a day for 6 months of a year? Do you also know where ice and weather, not clocks and calendars, determine when and where people travel? Now here, these books, please remember our boat trips are from November to February. We don't take passengers to Antarctica unless it's summer there. You need warm clothes if you come, yes, and don't forget to close to wildlife. Some animals attack if you come near them. There were no banks in Antarctica. If you want to buy something, you will need some money. Yes, if you book before 1st September, you will get a free visit to Amundsen Scott Research Base. Yes. Now, these خلينا نحكي أنا بالعربي في أنواع من يعني القراءة عندنا types of reading. يعني we can say, for example, an article, it's very clear and informative and gives you the direct information. Now, the text before, the comparison between the wildlife or the wildlife animals, I mean here they live in this very cold places and they were very wild because they are living there. So the similarities and the differences, they are very clear and very the author very objective and helps me to enrich my information. Now, this type of reading, it's a kind of what? It's a kind of a brochure. Yes. والبروشور احنا كلنا بنعرفه بانه هو عبارة عن انه تعليمات. We have you can say elements معينة 1, 2, 3 you should follow if you want, for example, to travel to somewhere. if you want, for example, to book anything before you travel, you should follow the instructions. If I want, for example, to open to open a new company or a new shop or a new for any kind of trading, I mean, and I want to make a brochure of it, or you can say leaflet. Do you know what does it mean leaflet? Leaflet برضه هي عبارة عن شو؟ عبارة عن كتيب، okay? أو منشور معين أو advertisement. So brochure, it's the same meaning. To find out what happens in the summer. So summer here, it's different of winter, another season. وهذا كمان حلو اللي بيميز كتابنا action back إنه types of reading. This is a brochure. The last one or the previous one, very informative. And we have many kinds. We have, for example, a story. We have a poem of reading. So many types of reading. Okay.
Brochure.
Okay. So let's continue now. Now look at the steps you should follow. It's very, very, very direct. They are very direct. Our boat trip are from November to February, which is amazing. From November to February. لاحظ كمان إنه أسماء الأشهر عندي مكتوبة capital letter because they are proper noun. Yes, very good. So they are proper. So what the kind of these nouns? Proper. We don't take passengers in Antarctica unless it's summer there. So what does it mean Antarctica? بمعنى القارة القطبية الجنوبية. You need to be warm. You need to warm your clothes because it's very cold. Don't get too close to wildlife. Why? Because some animals attack if you come near them. So now Antarctica here, don't get too close to wildlife. There are no banks in Antarctica. If you want to buy something, you will need some money because we don't have banks. بدي إياك تلاحظ معي إنه هون ال F هذه F type what? This is F type 1 or 2? 1. Why? Because F and the simple present here. Okay? Simple present. تمام؟ So simple present. خلينا نكتبها منيح لأنه مش واضحة. Okay? So it is simple present. So when I say, for example, when I say F type 2 هنا want عندي إياها simple present and you will need some money. You will need some money. Will plus verb infinitive. This is the one type 1. It's the same meaning of if you study very well, you will pass. Okay? Okay, what else? If you book before September, you will get a free visit to Amundsen Scott's research base. So هون مس جمانة أنتي كنا عم نحكي F type 2 والحمد لله إنه بالمحاضرة اللي قبل غطينا شوي من ال F type 1 because it's very important as a 10th grader to know more about the types of F conditional. Okay? The types of F conditions. Okay? So be careful. If you want to write F conditional 1 or 2 or 3, you should follow some steps. You should focus of the result in the second clause. And also the very important thing is to focus of if conditional clause. شو اللي بدك تستخدمه؟ هنا انت عم تستنى نتيجة بالمستقبل واللي عم بتقوم فيه بالحاضر. ما في أي نوع من التمني. هو ما تقدم يداك سوف تجنيه بإذن الله. تمام؟ So if you want to buy something, you should or you will get or you will need some money. طبعا كمان ب F type 1 it's very important to know that الفوكسينج تبعنا ما راح يكون بس على will. يعني مش شرط أنا أستخدم بالsecond clause will to talk about the future. Will for future, yes, good. But sometimes you may have to use should. You should, for example. بمعنى إنه as a kind of advice, right? So no matter if you want to or if you need to use should, need, I mean تحتاج إنك تستخدم, you can use another model, okay? So no problem. اوكي حسب انت شو حاجة الجملة. هون احنا عم ننتظر شغلة بالمستقبل فانا I should use will. Okay, if you book before كذا كذا you will get a free visit too. إذا أنت حجزت قبل هذا نوع من يعني ال offering إنه إذا بتحب إنك شو رأيك إنك تحجز قبل 1/9 فبالتالي حتطلع معنا زيارة تانية. Okay? So أو زيارة to Amundsen Scott Research Base اللي هي قاعدة البحث في Amundsen. Okay? Now, so very clear. There are 5 items, very clear. And we have here the introduction. Do you know introduction جت على أساس شو؟ على أساس إنها هي question. Do you know a place where it's a day for 6 months of the year? Do you also wear eyes and weather nautic clocks and calendars? Determine when and where people travel. If you visit Antarctica, on one of our adventure trips, you will discover a continent that has incredible beauty. Incredible beauty. Antarctica is the southern continent and is surrounded by Atlantic, Pacific and Indian oceans. فهاي القارة القطبية محاطة بشو؟ بالمحيط الأطلنطي والهادي وأيضاً الهندي. 3 of them, they are adjectives describing the oceans. If you come on one of the 4-hour fascinating trips, your adventure will begin with a flight to Argentina. رجعنا مرة تانية للF type 1. Okay? F type 1. And you will begin with a flight to Argentina. From there, you will travel with our guide to Ushuaia, the most southerly city in the world, and join our special ship. So here, very clear. لاحظ إنه هنا طريقة الإعلان a trip to Antarctica. لاحظ إني أنا كتبت Antarctica here. لاحظ a trip to Antarctica. Capitalization, 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 but capitalization for all the letters. Why? Because this is my focus. This is my focus. طب بصير يا مس يعني أنا لازم أشوفها في كل الكتابات تحت إنها هي هون زي مثلا هنا لازم أشوفها كلها capital letter. No, because this is the title. Okay? So if I want to write, وانتبه أنا عادي عم بحكي لامتحان الرايتنج في التوجيهي وانت لأنك السنة الجاي توجيهي. If I want to write about any topic, you should generalize what? Generalize your topic. I mean, it's very general. And it's a kind of a phrase. شو يعني phrase يا مس؟ يعني شبه جملة أو ممكن تيجي على شكل close صغير. Now, a trip to Antarctica, this is what? This is a phrase. But what? It's the title of my topic. It's the title of my, brochure. So no need to write a full meaning sentence as a topic. As a title, I'm sorry. You should what? You should generalize it and try to write what? A phrase. Not a sentence, not a full sentence. The sentences جايين لبعد, okay? My introduction here إجت على أساس إنها question. my body أجت على أساس إذا بتتذكروا معي أنا دائما مس جمانة لما باجي بدي أطلع على الإساي اللي أنا بدي أقرأها فبقعد يعني بفرغها من التايتل من الانترودكشن وشو بده الكاتب، بعدين بستخدم البادي بطريقة فهم القطعة أو الإساي، وبشوف بالأخير الكاتب كيف لخص بالconclusive paragraph. هون أنت بتكون creative أو خلينا نحكي talented أو خلينا نحكي يعني نعم talented، شخص مهاري. خليك مهاري أكثر ما إنك تكون creative. هلا sometimes منلاقي كتير كتاب مبدعين من الله أوكي good، لكن الإبداع والموهبة بدها صقل وبدها والمهارة بدها صقل. كيف يعني صقل؟ يعني بمعنى إنك أنت تكون في عندك أدوات بتشتغل عليها لحتى إبداعك ومهارتك يبينوا بالشكل الصحيح. فعشان هيك الدورات، وعشان هيك القراءة الكتير، عشان هيك الباك جراوند، عشان هيك long term memory. all the words they are saved here in long term memory. بتطلع فجأة لما بتيجي بدك تحكي وتيجي بدك تكتب بفضل الله. فبالتالي الكتابة موهبة صح وإبداع صح، لكن هي فيها نوع من برضو إنك تكون شخص مهاري. كيف يعني؟ ذكي في استخدام كلماتك صح، structureك صح، grammatical تكون correct، وتنهي الباراجراف تبعتك وتحصل على العلامة الكاملة إن شاء الله. فأنا لما بدي أجي أقرأ essay ولا أقرأ any article in a magazine or a newspaper، بصير تلقائي أفرق how many paragraphs it contains. So how many paragraphs? This is a brochure. It's very very simple. Yes, it's very simple. ولما تيجي تحكي إنه it's very simple، هذا دليل على شو؟ دليل على إنك أنت عملت له skimming، دليل على إنك أنت قرأته من برا، ما في نوع من التعقيد. It's not for example a kind of a story with a second or third personal singular for example, and if you want to know more about the author and why does he for example يعني use these words instead of these words, what does he mean? No, it's very direct, a brochure. It's like an advertisement. It's very simple, very good. هذا اللي انت بتحكيه كمان يعتبر تحليل، ويعتبر أول خطوة في خطوات المهارة وصقل المهارة بطريقة جيدة. تمام؟ فبالتالي طريقة تحليلك هلأ من جوا. If I use for example F type 1, so there is no wish here, there is no something impossible to be in the future. There is no something يعني unreal، يعني مش حقيقي for example. لا، هو حقيقي. إذا صار معك كذا رح يصير كذا. إذا أنت إن شاء الله حجزت معنا قبل 1/9 إحنا بدنا نعطيك offer بإنك أنت تطلع معنا في كذا كذا. So this is real, okay? So it's informative brochure. It talks about facts and also using the F type 1 because F type 1 يعني فيها نوع من offering. فيها نوع من offering، فيها نوع برضو من hoping in the future that it's very very يعني very I mean very near. What do I mean by very near؟ يعني قريب حيصير. عم بدرس كويس، عم بجتهد كويس، إن شاء الله بدي أنجح، راح أنجح بإذن الله. So F type 1 it's different of F type 2. Okay, so here on the way of the South Pole our ship passes through amazing scenery. Scenery يعني مشهد فظيع. If you go on deck you will see huge icebergs as well as whales, seals and many different sea birds. Our team of experts will be there to help you if you have any questions. Passengers go on trips every day. Okay. اوكي ما بعرف في حس في مشكلة أنا تمام okay yes so we are here now so passengers go on trips every day if it's sunny. One of our most popular trips is to Half Moon Island. Passengers can also spend an afternoon at the boiling hot springs of Deception Island. There is a lot of time to enjoy your trip because it's light for 24 hours a day during the summer in Antarctic. A boat trip to Antarctica is unforgettable experience. كل الجمل الموجودة هون هي بمثابة إنك هي عم تحاول إنها تحفز وإنها يعني تحاول إنها قدر الإمكان قد ما يطلع معها مسافرين لحتى يعني يكمل العدد. فبالتالي بتعطي كل الأوفرز كل الأشياء اللي راح تشاهدها في هاي التريب بوت تريب. إنه من أهمها كمان إنه here when I say our ship passes through amazing scenery بتبلش عاد تذكر كل الأشياء المهمة واللي ممكن أنت تصادفها. if you go on deck you will see huge icebergs like this. This is iceberg. Okay? طيب. So حققنا الهدف من هذا الموضوع حققناه يا مس. And also focusing on what? Focusing on F-type 1. And you should know that why we use F-type 1 hone and why we use F-type 2 here. هلا F-type 1 زي ما اتفقنا it's very near to real, to truth. Okay? So the future result is very, very near, inshallah. But here, the future result, it's unlikely, or it's very different about the present. So because of that. Tamam? Now, let's move to the questions. Okay, so these types, or these two kinds of, also we have covered two kinds of reading. I mean, very informative article like the last one before about the polar bears and seals and the differences between them, and also about the trip of Antarctica, which is a kind of a brochure. And we have many items, they are يعني packed by each other. Why? To help me and to tell me, to remember me about the very advantages I can find in this boat trip or at this boat trip. Okay. Okay. هنا بده مني إني أعرف أنا بالضبط the Antarctica location والweather والday والnight, and also cycle, day and night cycle, boat trip and wildlife. So read the brochure again and complete the following table with the information from the text, and you can عادي ببساطة ترجع تحكي عن اللوكيشن. What do I mean by location? Location معناها موقع. weather الطقس, day and night. cycle بمعنى اللي هي يعني اليوم والليلة, يوم وليلة. boat trips and also wildlife اللي هي الحياة البرية. So Antarctica wildlife فيها إيش? I can see many animals. Yes, I can see many animals attack if you come or if I come near them. Okay. Now, let's talk about the third one, which is complete the Jamil's email with the correct words from the books. I have here boat trip, shrimps, snowstorms, sea turtles, frozen and wildlife. شو بده مني miss? Complete the Jamil's email with the correct words from the text. With the correct words from the box. Okay. How can I, for example, recognize this is, by the way, this is a kind of what? Of reading, which is what? It's a letter. letter بمعنى الرسالة. فهنا إجت عندي الريدنج بنمبر 3 على شكل رسالة. So focus with me please. How can I recognize these words with the blanks here? You should read the words very well and know the part of speech of it. I mean here, boat trip, shrimps, snowstorms, sea turtles, frozen wildlife. كلياتهم nouns by the way. إلا هلا boat trip we can say compound noun. هل هو اسم مركب؟ I can say boat trip اسم مركب yes. Snowstorms also compound noun. wildlife compound noun. لما تحس إنه كتابك بلش يعطيني هدول الكلمات وإنه هذا النوع من النون is a compound، فبتحس إنه أنت لازم تعمل إيش؟ revision للcompound noun. هاي نصيحة مني أنا مس جمانة. نصيحة مني لما تحس كتابك عم يعمل فوكس على إشي معين you should revise it from other books before. يعني أخذت أنا الcompound من وين؟ You should Google it. You should know more about it. You should, for example, rewrite many exercises using compound noun. You should what? Memorize lots of compound noun. تمام؟ الunit 4 عاملة unit 5 عاملة focus على F type 1 و F type 2. You should study them very well. Please. You should revise them very well. خلص أنا الفوكس عندي على F type و F type 1 and 2. طيب you should Google what are the differences between them. You should for example revise my lectures. حصصي إنك تشوف شو الفرق هون وهون. طيب أنا درست كويس بس بدي مهارة بطريقة حل الفراغات. برضو لازم تراجع حصصي ولازم كمان تعمل فوكس على شو how can I use this word in this blank. تمام؟ Why would Ms. Jumana, for example, all the time covered or talks with us about what? About the part of speech. Why does she talk with us all the time about them? Because they are very important. Because they are very important to order my word class of my sentence. The sentence word class I mean. طريقة ترتيب الجملة and you will find this nearly. Dear Fadi, I'm having the most incredible time in Aqaba on board the ship sailing across the Red Sea. The ship stops every 6 hours so we can dive into water. I've seen some amazing scenery, lovely coral reefs, gentle water currents, and many multicolored fish. It's really beautiful. There is a lot of incredible فراغ to observe. If you look carefully, you will see marine creatures of all sizes. You see tiny fish such as, and big creatures such as, did you know that sea turtles are found in all oceans except in the Arctic? That is because they cannot survive in water. Blizzards end. If they travel to cold regions, they will die. That is why they only live in warm waters. So I guess you did not spot any during your Arctic last year. You would love it if you were on this boat trip. Best wishes, جميل. طيب أنا بعرفش ولا كلمة بالعربي من هدول الكلمات. ما بعرف. How can I use them correctly here? طيب بيكون في عندي keywords في الجملة أنا. بيكون في عندي مرات keywords في الجملة. أنا لو بدي أتعرض لفراغات وهذا رح يجي بالتوجيهي. أتعرض لفراغات وأنا غابت عن بالي معاني الكلمات هاي، شو بدي أجي أسوي؟ You should guess the meaning. You should guess the meaning. You should know the context atmosphere. You should know the sentence talks about what. تمام? So when I say here, for example, I've seen some amazing scenery. بلشنا نشوف مشاهد فظيعة جدا أو مشهد واحد. Lovely coral reefs. هلا أنا مش مهم إني أعرف شو يعني coral reefs. كمل. gentle water currents and many multicolored fish. أوكي يعني كثير من يعني do you know what does it mean water currents؟ يعني لما المي تعمل مد وجزر عندك، يعني الموضوع لطيف لحديت الآن ولذيذ. and many multicultured fish. بلشت عاد تطلع الألوان الجميلة. It's really beautiful. There is a lot of incredible what to observe. Okay. Now there is a lot of incredible. This is an adjective word. بعرفش أكتب شمال. So here. Adjective. Okay. طيب الادجكتيف شو بده يمس جمانة؟ بده noun. بده noun. Yes, very good. Incredible what? Shrimps, snowstorms, sea turtles. انت ايش حكيتي لي؟ حكيتي لي هاي noun وهاي noun إلا هاي adjective. طيب اوكي. There is a lot of incredible to observe. لاحظ is هون. اوكي. There is a lot of incredible. Incredible what? Shrimps ولا sea turtles؟ راح يكون واحدة منهم. خليك معي. احنا لساتنا على stand by. If you look carefully, you will see marine creatures of all sizes. You see tiny fish such as tiny fish. مين اللي فيهم tiny fish؟ I guess it's shrimps. Okay. And big creatures such as sea turtles. كيف عرفتي مس جمانة؟ هلا بحكي لك كيف. Did you know that sea turtles are found in all oceans except in the Arctic? طب كيف يعني؟ هل تعرف إنه sea turtles are found in all oceans except in the Arctic؟ شو يعني هذا الحكي؟ يعني هل أنت بتتوقع إنه كل هذولا السي تيرتلز تم اكتشافهم في كل المحيطات إلا هذا المحيط اللي هو الأركتيك؟ So مين هم big creatures? You will see marine creatures of all sizes. You will see tiny fish such as shrimps and big creatures. مين فيهم big creatures؟ هل هي الوايلد لايف ولا السنو ستورمز عواصف الثلجية ولا البوت تريب؟ لا، ولا السي تيرتلز؟ السي تيرتلز. Okay. Did you know that sea turtles are found in all oceans except in Arctic? This is because they cannot survive in frozen water, blizzards and what? And the snowstorms. لاحظ أنت قاعد بتحكي شو؟ قاعد بتحكي عن أنواع العواصف وكل الأمطار، يعني أنواع العواصف اللي بتيجي الفروزن ووتر والبليزرز اللي هي العواصف والسنو ستورمز أيضاً. If they travel to cold regions they will die. إذا كان سافروا في أماكن اللي هم مين؟ sea turtles. That is why they only live in warm water. So I guess you did not put any during your Arctic. شو يعني؟ يعني أنت ما راح تشاهد ولا واحد فيهم في الأركتيك اللي هو القطب الجنوبي. In Arctic what? In Arctic boat a trip. تمام؟ You would love it if you were on this boat trip. Best wishes. طيب شو صف عندي كلمات؟ wildlife. Excellent. وعلى فكرة أنا عم بعمل حالي أو خلينا نحكي بحل زيكم طالب زيكم، ما عم بطلع على طريقة حل وبشيك عليها هل هي صح ولا لا. هذا الفراغ ضل معي للأخير، ما عرفته عادي ما في مشكلة، بكتب اللي بعرفه، بتصير هي زي المسبحة تفك بعضها لبعضها. إذا فكت واحدة بتفك الثانية، فإذا واحدة من هدول سقطت تحت حيسقطوا كلهم واحدة ورا الثانية. طب ما هو أنت بتعرفيش المعاني. هلأ ما رح تكون أنت يعني ما رح تعرف المعاني، لكن مش شرط تعطيني إياهم ترانسليشن لإلهم يعني typical، تمام؟ فأنت لازم تستخدم طريقة قراءة معينة في فهم التكست، طريقة حل معينة، والجرامر بيساعدك. I mean here incredible wildlife to observe. ما بزبط أحكي incredible boat trip to observe، لا بصير يمس حلو I can put here boat trip. طيب لو بدي أنزل عند boat trip تحت، so I guess you did not spot any during your Arctic wildlife last year? No. So Arctic boat trip last year. وانت في نفس القارب ما راح تلاحظ شيء منها للسي تيرتلز، لأنها هي مهاجرة ما بتقدر على البرودة. Okay, they will die. طيب there is a lot of incredible كذا كذا such as shrimp. إذن هون المنطق شغال، يعني you should have very rational what? Answers. rational، لازم تكون واقعي، ولازم تكون شو objective، ولازم تكون شو كمان correctly grammatically و meaningfully very correct. لازم تكون الsentences تاعونك تمام. طيب السنو ستورمز هاي كملت بعضها، هيها الفروزن adjective للووتر وكملت بعضها. So no matter if you for example try to exchange the answers لحتى توصل للجواب الصحيح. Okay, so here wildlife إذا عم بتحل معاي، عندي shrimps، عندي sea turtles، عندي frozen snowstorms، عندي boat trip. طيب والله أنا بدي أتأكد من شو، أنا خايفة مثلا والله من sea turtles. كل الجمل ورا sea turtles بتحكي عن sea turtles، وهاي بتحكي عن sea turtles، معناتها الجواب هون sea turtles، وما عنديش خيار تاني حتى لو أنا ما بعرف عن sea turtles شيء. أوكي طيب 1 2 3 4 5 6 لازم أتأكد إني استخدمتهم كلهم. good job. You can skip to another exercise. Okay, this is about the grammar. هخليه معاي للsecond conditional. We have here for example another type of reading which is what? Marine life. These words are very connected to marine life, which words refer to animal features. Check the meaning of any words you don't know in the activity book glossary or in the dictionary. Okay, I will stop here because this is a very new reading. It's very lovely. Yes, and we have here read again. And we should cover this type of reading and its very new meanings second lecture inshallah, and revise with each other this very lovely second conditional sentences. This exercise I mean about the second conditional type. This is all for this lecture. I want all of you please to revise and to try to focus more and more and to revise all the instructions. I have told you about, for example, how to manage yourself or how to make up your mind about the reading text, about the grammar exercises. Thank you for your listening and your revising all the time. Back to the last lectures about the discussion of the reading and the grammar for the second conditional of type 1. And also we have covered today the F-type, 2, and we have covered F-type 1. Thank you for your listening. Thank you for your encouraging. This is Ms. Jumana. Thank you.
منصة نور أكاديمي، نحن صناع العلامة الكاملة.